Things I've learned as a woman in my 30s. I just think that as life goes on, you definitely see life through a different lens. In my 20s, I seen things a lot different than I do now in my 30s. Definitely so different as a woman growing up. In my teen years, my favorite words were, I know. You think you know, but you haven't experienced much of life for you to know. Then you get into your 20s and I don't know, something happens. I think I kind of hit this stage a lot later than other people. Some people actually hit this stage in their teens where they're like experiencing different things and wanting to go out and whatnot. I wasn't allowed to go out, and do a lot of things. I did play sports and, obviously I was in sports for a reason, so it keeps me out of the streets. I can only get into trouble in the streets. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can learn a few things, but you're gonna learn the hard way, that's for sure. And then you hit this stage where like you want to go party. You want to go party and you want to look cute and you want to dress however, and then you're actually sending a different message than what you're thinking. In your mind you're thinking, oh, like I'm just dressing cute, I'm dressing the way I want to dress, like this makes me feel good. But you forget you're not the only person that lives in this world, and not everybody thinks like you, which I had to learn. Not everybody has the same mindset, and there are predators out there. I'm pretty sure mothers are not out there teaching their sons how to rape women. You do have to be mindful about the things that you do, the way you present yourself, because as much as you would like to live in a fantasy land in your brain that you're untouchable, that's not true. One thing I learned is anything that you're going through in life will pass. Things will definitely get better in time. You always think when something is happening to you that it's like the end of the world and you don't know how you're gonna get past it. Things will get better, and things that happen will pass, whether they're bad or whether they're good. Your relationship with God is the most important relationship that you're gonna have. I think that people forget that we're not just physical bodies. We are a soul and a body. There's way more to this life than what we see. I believe in that strongly, very strongly. And the closer you get to God, the better your life will be. You'll start making different decisions in your life. You will start seeing things a lot different. You won't feel like a victim anymore in your situation because we don't have faith. Once you start reading God's word, you're gonna see that things will change. The way you think about certain things change. It's not a genie, so you can't just be like, God, this is what I want, and then because you don't get it, you think that, oh, he doesn't love me, or I don't trust in God, or I don't believe in God because when I needed God, he wasn't there. You also have to know that it's not just God. God is not the only spiritual thing that is alive and around. If you believe in good, you believe in the bad. And if you believe in the bad, you gotta believe in the good. That's why also you have to work on your relationship with him, because you'll gain some discernment and you'll understand when certain things happen, why they're happening and where it's coming from. And you won't be bitter towards it because you'll have more of an understanding. And I think that helps a lot. If you live for other people's acceptance, then you will die by their rejection. I used to be a huge people pleaser. Some people learn quicker than others, depending on how they're raised and, who they're raised by, the lessons that life teaches them. Some learn them earlier than others and others learn them later. You can't go pleasing everybody because then you're going to drain yourself and leave yourself unhappy. Not only that, but then you forget who you are. You forget about yourself, and then you're constantly going to be sad because you don't have any kind of fulfillment within yourself because you're trying to please others. If you're going to live by people's validation, good luck, because people are not that great. We do have good people in this world, but there are others that are not so great. People are harsh. They're not like God. Does God get angry? Of course. It's a lot different. People are not so forgiving. You're going to be a very sad person realizing you can't please everyone and you're leaving yourself behind doesn't make you a bad person, that you're putting yourself first. You actually need to put yourself first so you can take care of others. Because if you're not good and healthy, then how could you take care of others? They need you. Like, how can you actually be there for them if you can't even be there for yourself? If you don't take care of yourself, even if you could be there for them, you're gonna be very burnt out, and you're gonna see in time how that affects you. It's bad medically, and it's bad mentally and spiritually. Also, stop being a victim. Stop blaming other people for things that happen to you. Like, why are you in those situations? What are you doing? What can you do to prevent it? You know, some things are not preventable, but a lot of things are. Like, a lot of things are within our control. And I think some people like to talk more about the things that are not in our control instead of the things that are in our control. And most of the things are in our control. Although, again, there are things that aren't. You have to be very cautious and aware of the things that you're doing. Like, you gotta ask yourself, you gotta look within yourself and think, what am I doing? You know, like, why am I doing this? Why do I act this way? Or why do I react this way? Also, taking control over your emotions. Why am I feeling this way? What makes me feel this way? What triggers me? And then notice when somebody does something and it gets you angry. Okay, I noticed that that's a trigger for me, because you're gonna feel it within yourself. You're gonna start getting hot. You're gonna start feeling, flustered and on the inside. You have to learn how to control yourself, because you can't control other people. You can't control what other people are gonna think. You can't control what they're gonna say. You cannot control what they're gonna do. You can only control you and no one else. You have to take accountability over yourself and your own actions and reactions. Start working on the person that you want to be. Don't be someone you're not just for people to accept you. If they do not like the real you, then they're not for you, and that is okay. Not everyone is your friend or needs to be your friend. Not everyone needs to like you. There's gonna be people that are just not for us, and that is okay. You cannot make everybody happy. How people view you are from their own life experiences. That has nothing to do with you. However people see you and view you is, their business. Whatever they think about you is their business. None of your business. Has nothing to do with you. It's whatever they experience in their life, and then that's how they view you. That's how they view the experience with you out of things that they have been through. So again, nothing to do with you. To some people, you will be an enemy in their story. To some people, you'll be their best friend. To some people, you are like just the greatest person that they've ever met. But you're not going to be able to please everyone. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that, again, is okay. Don't have to be everyone's cup of tea, because you won't be. You will not be. And don't make appearances for people. Just be yourself. Live in the present moment. You do not have control over the past, and you do not have control over the future. You would drive yourself crazy, living in anxiety for no apparent reason, because those are things you cannot control. So why do you choose, because this is a choice, to drive yourself crazy? Because literally that's what you will do. This is something I'm still working on, is just controlling those thoughts, because I am an overthinker naturally. You just start thinking way ahead. So it can start here, and then you're like building it up in your mind. But what if this? But what if that? But what if this happens? You're thinking of every possible scenario in your mind when you're just driving yourself nuts. You can only live in the present. You only have control over the present. Can you control what's happening in the future? No, you can't. Can you control what's happened in the past? No, you can't, because it already happened. All you have is the now. So just live in it. Just take it in. Be at peace. If you're with somebody, like a friend, a boyfriend, family member, be in that present moment with that person. If you're out with them, if you're sitting at a restaurant, take it all in. Take in the sights of the restaurant. Take in the noises. Take in that person's present in the present time. Enjoy conversation with them in the present time. That's all you can do. Once you live in the present, you're going to see how much things change and how much more at peace you will be. Because living in anxiety and overthinking, you will be left without any peace. So give yourself that peace. Bad experiences happen to everyone. We all have a story. We have good and we have bad. If you live a long life, there's gonna be things that are gonna happen. Sometimes it happens to people earlier than others, unfortunately. But sometimes people learn when it actually happens to them. It's never a possibility to somebody until it happens. Everybody has a story. We've all been through our bad experiences and we all can learn from each other. I think that's what makes us beautiful, and what makes life beautiful is that we can learn from each other through our experiences, good or bad, you know, because we haven't been through everything in life. There's people that have been through things that I haven't been through. You know, there's people that know things because I've never experienced them. Like somebody that lives on a farm every day. I wouldn't know what that's like. I can only picture what it's like, but I don't know what it's like, you know, until I live it. And then I can live to tell my personal story of what it's like to live on a farm. Hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say. Forgiveness is the key to moving forward. You holding a grudge on someone doesn't hurt them. It hurts you more than it hurts them. Because you're the one that is choosing to carry the weight of all of whatever you're carrying that you don't forgive them for. I understand that, you know, certain things happen to us and we don't forget them. You have to learn how to not hold a grudge, because the grudge only makes you sick. It leaves you unhappy. It leaves you angry. Who wants to live as a bitter person in this life, always putting on a show, acting like they're happy but they're really dying on the inside? I can freaking write a book about certain things that have happened to me, okay? I've been through things, and you know, like if I believe in God, I forgive because it frees me. It frees me from that. I can live more peacefully. I just let it be, you know? Like, I just learned, you know, well, it hurts them more than it does to me because they have to go through all of that to try to get rid of me or to try to make me feel a certain way, or because they're miserable, they want me to feel miserable, and sorry, but it's not gonna work. Like, I'm already past it. Forgiveness is more for you than it is for them. Forgiveness is, it'll have you more at peace than anything. Again, you don't forget, but in order to move forward with your life, you have to forgive. If you want God to forgive you for stuff, how can you expect him to forgive you for things if you can't even do the same for other people? Like, yeah, I know we're not as good as God. We're actually all innately, we're not that great. We're born sinners. We're all born sinners, and that's why we have to work on being better every single day. He knows that. Don't you want to be better? Don't you want to live a better life so you can be happy, so you can be at peace? I mean, if you want to be miserable, that's on you. Like, you can choose that life, you know? But then this is just not the video for you. You can choose to be bitter. Go ahead and be bitter. But I don't want to be bitter. I want to be happy and at peace. And that's what I feel now. And I'm happy that I do. I'm happy that I feel that way, because for a very long time I actually felt very depressed. And this is how I've learned, you know, a lot of these things. Like, I had to go through it because I thought I knew certain things, but I didn't. You don't know until you experience these things in life. And it's like, do you want to be depressed? No, nobody wants to be depressed. You start attracting things because, okay, you can act like you're happy on the outside, but truly the energy on the inside shows and it attracts. So your performance is really just draining the heck out of you more than anything. And then you're still attracting the negative stuff. And then you wonder why. Well, why is this happening to me when I act like this? Well, because it's an act. It's not true. It's not who you are. It's not. You need to work on a few things. Also, while you're over here being angry at somebody, they're over there living their life, not even thinking about you. So why waste your time? So those are the things, some of the things that I've learned. Sad to say that it took me a while to learn some of those things, because even though I knew these lessons in my head, I had never had experienced certain things to really make me understand. And at first I was bitter. You know, what you go through, sometimes it can make you bitter in the beginning because you're like, why? Like, why me? Why did this happen to me? You know, I don't understand. Like, I'm a good person. And you think, well, I believe in God. Like, why is God letting this happen to me? You're not a victim. To grow in your faith, you have to go through things too. You know, it doesn't say in the Bible that God is a genie. It doesn't say that you're gonna live this fantastic life. When you see something very often, you kind of like forget that it's there. It's something that's there every single day, so you kind of like take it for granted. God knows that, right? So in order to build our faith, we have to go through some things. And again, not everything is from him. Some things are from the other side. Because again, if you believe in good, you gotta believe there's bad. There's always a balance. Sometimes the enemy, you know, he wants to see you fall. You gotta be very careful with things that you say, because your tongue is a double-edged sword. The enemy hears you. So they say, be careful what you wish for. It's not just God listening. You can kill by the tongue, or you could grow life with the tongue. I know this is kind of spiritual. I am a spiritual person. I do believe in the spiritual world, and not everybody does, and that's okay. If you're not, you know, if you don't believe in it, then that's fine. I would not knock anybody for their beliefs. I know what I believe in. I know what I've been through. I know what I've seen. God uses people in different ways, and you never know who you're gonna bump into in this world. In my 20s, I didn't think this way. In my 20s, I was just like, more like, whatever. But now I've learned so many lessons that I'm like, okay, I get it. And I feel so much closer to God, and I love where my life is going now. Like, you know, and if somebody's giving me crap, now it's so much easier for me to be like, okay, well, they just are not meant to be in my life, and I don't need to take whatever abuse they're trying to give to me, and I will remove myself. God does things for a reason, and I trust in him 100%. Take care of yourself, girls. You don't have to be promiscuous to get attention. Just be yourself. Don't be a copy and paste. Be yourself. Like, I pride myself in being myself. Like, I am different from other women, and I'm okay with that. That is fine with me. That is fine with me. I do not have to fit in. You know, I don't have to feel, you know, sometimes you do have to keep your mouth shut in certain situations, because certain people, you just gotta know, like, who you're dealing with. But that doesn't mean that you can't ever speak your mind. But you just have to know who you can speak, you know, who you can speak your mind with, and who you should just, like, you know that it's a waste of time. This is pretty much my everyday look. Like, usually it's faster, but when I'm talking, I can't think. I just can't think. I get very distracted. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.